What's up, guys? I've been wanting to make a video for this ever since I got them in the mail yesterday, and that is these guys. Bam! Operation Recall figures. I finally have them in hand, and they are awesome. So if you don't know what Operation Recall is, Carson attacks us over at 3D Joe's and his team. They got the gang back together. All of the original creators on G.I. Joe Real American Hero to make a completely original O-ring figure line, totally separate from G.I. Joe, but heavily inspired. But oh my gosh, is this just beautiful? I got the two of the characters from Wave One. I did the backer kit for 4 figures, and just so you know, you can still go on the Operation Recall website and pre-order some of these O-ring figures if you're interested. It's just right now the only people who have their figures are those who participated in the backer kit. So just a few tidbits of information. Basically, Carson had, like, I'm pretty sure he had a figure design back when he was like 10 years old, and that was the Rotello figure, which I also added him to my pledge in the backer kit. I really want that figure. So yeah, we got Rotello. I think I'll get him sometime later this year. And then what's his name? The guy with the tortoise, Clanker and Tank. You can see him right there. I got Clanker and Tank coming in. I believe it's probably going to be next year. But yeah, there's a lineup of all the figures. Basically, they had a bunch of submissions, and the team went through and picked out, I believe it was 16 figures that they wanted to create. So yeah, these two I needed for sure, because this is the Orthrus. So Orthrus is like their Cobra. The Orthrus commander, General Mortifero. I believe that's how you say his name. I keep wanting to say Mortifero. Wait, maybe it is Mortifero. Mortifero. I don't know. I think it's Mortifero. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, anyways, super cool looking guy, and I'll explain why I love this guy so much in a little bit. And then also the Dark Reapers, which are like these shock troop infantry guys, and oh my goodness, I just love anything with a skull mask or something that resembles a skull mask or a cool mask in general. Like I eat this stuff up, bro. These are cool. So yeah, basically these legendary guys, right? You got Ron Rudat, who was the figure designer for several years of A Real American Hero. I believe like 82 through like 87. You got Kirk Bazigian, who was the product manager for basically the entire line of G.I. Joe Real American Hero. You got Larry Hama, who did the comics and wrote the majority of the file cards. You got Ed Morrill, who was the branding and packaging guy. You got Doug Hart, who did all the beautiful art on these cards. And then Bill Merkline, who was the figure sculptor. So yeah, a lot of really cool guys really worked on this project, and they put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And if I'm not mistaken, they did it just like they did in the 80s, which is absolutely awesome. So yeah, I am stoked, to say the least. Incredibly excited. And just a small little tidbit. I thought I already had my pledge of 4 in for the longest. And Carson actually put out a post, and this is why the updates are important. He said, guys, you have like 2 days left to make sure, your address is right for the backer kit, and, to make any changes. And the second to the last day, I looked at my backer kit account, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never like ordered these. Like, I never put down which ones I wanted. So I made sure I had that secured, and look at that. Now they're in my hand. So yeah, I'm going to crack these open, find a way to open it so I can preserve the card. I'm probably just going to take a small knife or a razor and go along the bubble, and hopefully I don't screw up. But yeah, definitely want to open these guys. So we'll be back in just a second. And one more thing before we get into the figures, I just wanted to let you guys know that I was able to successfully obtain the figure out of this package without destroying the bubble. Not the cleanest cuts, but from afar, you really can't tell that they've been punctured. So that's cool. So one nice little touch that I thought was really neat on this card that I really want to show off. Let's just take a look at General Mortifero's card. And on the side, look at that. Shows you all their accessories, what their weapons are, and the fact that it comes with a stand. How cool is that? So yeah, I thought that was neat. So let's take a look at these figures, man. Okay, somebody cooked here. Somebody cooked here. I'm telling you, they did. You want to know why? Because this design is absolutely amazing, and it screams Modern Warfare 2, but still completely original. I tell you what, man, this is like peak design right here. This shock trooper, this Dark Reaper, oh my gosh, it might be my favorite. It's kind of hard not to like it. But anyways, we have everything laid out here. Here's the figure. Here's his modular assault weapon, the Maul. Looks pretty freaking cool. Let's see if we can get it to focus here. Yeah, how cool is that, man? Really cool looking weapon. Then here is his sidearm, which is a MX446 operator sidearm. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Let me get that out of my hand so we can kind of focus here. Yeah, cool looking pistol right there. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And yeah, let's just check out this figure, man, because I cannot get enough of this dude. Look at that skull mask. Oh my gosh. And then the skull, like the Orthrus like symbol on his vest here. And all these pouches to hold the magazines. He's got some type of communicator or radio or something up here. He's got some frags on his right there on his shoulder. He's got the symbol again as almost as like a shoulder pad. I mean, this is sick. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got a sculpted in sidearm right there on his right thigh. And for some reason, this camera is acting up, bro, for some reason. And I love the sheen on this figure. Oh my goodness, is this boy shiny. He's got a knife sheath right here. Like, dude, this is a awesome figure. And you want me to tell you one thing that is just absolutely like game changer for me when it comes to these figures? So check this out. You see this arm, all right? He's got the same swivel arm, just like any G.I. Joe past the straight arms, all right? In 83. Look at this. Wrist swivel. Has any O-ring figure done that? I mean, that is epic. So, yeah, I am hyped. Let's get this guy armed up and see how cool he looks. Alrighty, so here's the Dark Reaper in all of his glory, and oh my goodness, does he look amazing with that gun. If you are having trouble getting that gun in that hand, go to the 3D Joe's YouTube channel, and Carson will show you how to get that gun in his hand. And you know what? It is possible, and it's not too bad. You don't have to worry about the plastic breaking, because this plastic, I mean, just mess around with the figure, super high quality. The hands are slightly malleable, so that thumb, you can push it out as far as you can to get it around that handle for his weapon, and guess what? It just falls back into place. So that is wonderful. But yeah, this dude looks amazing, and you know, he comes with his little figure stand, so if you cut out your file card, it has a spot where you can set the file card right behind it. I mean, oh my goodness. I'm not gonna go over articulation, because if you are a G.I. Joe collector and you are watching this video, I think it's safe to say, I am 99.99% certain that you know the articulation of a O-ring G.I. Joe figure. So yeah, the only thing that's different, like I said, is that wrist swivel. So yeah, this is just awesome. So what's cool is you can probably get this guy in a really cool two-handed pose. So, I mean, not many O-ring G.I. Joes can do that, you know? And the fact that it looks, you know, more natural than other figures. So yeah, super pleased with this guy. I think he looks really awesome. And like I said, this mask just sells it for me, man. I mean, the figure is awesome. I love, like, his pack here. I love his vest, everything he's got going on. Just so much, like, so much awesomeness. And I love the color scheme, like dark red with the military green and the like gray digi camo. Like, it just works. And you want to tell what's the icing on the cake that I did not mention earlier? These little pamphlets that come with the figure. So you see how it says Dark Reaper, Dark Reaper's design process by Ron Rudat. So you open this up, and this is literally all of the drawings, the design that went into this figure. How cool is that? Fold it again. There's the finished product with the color and the different color palettes it looks like they experimented with. How neat is that? Then you turn it around, and you get a full print of the character from the card art from Doug Hart. How epic is that? So I know that people who did the higher tiers on the backer kit probably get some more perks, but to me, that is cool and a very nice touch, because some people, they just like to see the process and what all went into it, and this is epic. So yeah, kudos to you guys. This figure's a banger. Let's go to General Mortifero. Alrighty, so here's General Mortifero, and oh my goodness, does this guy look absolutely amazing. The colors, the weapons, everything just works. I love how his blade has a peg on it, so it can literally peg into his belt, and it looks natural. I love the spike ball hammer. I mean, that's just freaking sinister, bro. That is awesome. And his sidearm all decked out in gold. Like, this dude's like a pimp. I love it. And the reason why I love this design so much for their leader is because it mashes two of my favorite characters in G.I. Joe, which is Cobra Commander and Destro. I can totally see a heavy, heavy inspiration of V2 Destro, that being the Iron Grenadiers Destro. You know, same color palette, and oh my goodness, it works so well. And I love the grill, like on the mouth. It reminds me of like Zurg, and that's freaking awesome. And it's almost like a skull and Zurg had a baby. I mean, this is great. And one thing that I found super impressive about this figure, 3 3/4 O-ring figure, by the way, wired cape. There's a wire at the end of this cape. How cool is that? I mean, that is freaking sick. And I love the hands on these figures because they feel malleable. Like, you can actually pull the fingers and the thumbs back to make sure the weapons fit perfectly, and they fit snug. And you don't have to worry about it breaking like the old G.I. Joe thumbs. I mean, even though this feels, I mean, almost as close as possible to an original G.I. Joe figure from a Real American Hero line from the 80s and 90s, the plastic quality just feels so much higher. It is really top tier, and I can't express it enough. These figures are literally amazing. So yeah, we're going to bring in both of these guys for comparison here in a second, but let's go over the General Mortifero design process by Mark Pennington, if you can read that. So yeah, here we go. And sorry guys, the lighting's so off. It's gonna be a little weird because I have sun coming through this window, but it seems to go away right now. But check out this guy. I mean, it looks like he's drastically changed. So yeah, there's some sketches, and you can kind of see he's coming true to form there. I really like this one right here too. That looks pretty sick. Reminds me of Darth Nihilus from Star Wars Old Republic. And then here we go with the color palette at the bottom. So yeah, pretty sick. Looks like he's trying to be Skeletor there. I kind of like that, but obviously that red, black, and gold works. So yeah, super cool. And then there's the artwork from Doug. How sick. So yeah, I am super thrilled and pleased with this, guys. I really can't express this enough. This is awesome. But yeah, so here's the Dark Reaper, the Shock Trooper, and his general. And they look amazing. I'm trying to get this to focus. And here is Lowlight. So you can kind of see that they literally scale with your Joes. I mean, as expected. So yeah, I think this is really cool, man. I am super pleased. Again, sorry for repeating myself. I think this is really a home run. I think the team did a really good job. I know they must be very proud of their work because I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this. And if it's true, if we get like a comic or something later on down the road, maybe if Larry could work on something like that, that would be really freaking sick. And I know people would be, all in for it. So yeah, I would love to get more. So far, I'm just going to be waiting on my other two. Like I said, these are the first two that I got, my bad guys from the Orthrus faction. But yeah, it looks like I'll be getting Rotello later in the future. So that guy right there, Rotello and Homer, his little carrier pigeon. And I'm also going to get Clanker and Tank, because who doesn't want a freaking tortoise with, rockets on his back or his shell? So yeah, I think that'll be all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little review. And yeah, Operation Recall, freaking awesome. Carson's, kudos to you guys. This was freaking epic, and I can't wait to see the results, man. I can't wait to see the rest. This is really cool. Hope you guys have a good one. Stay tuned for the next video, and God bless.